To get a better understanding of how quantities are related in problems like summer jobs, it is useful to take a closer look at the simulation that was used to create data for this problem. In Tinkerplots, samplers are used to create most simulations. To begin, drag down a sampler from the upper left corner of a worksheet. Then, select which type of sampling device you want to use. The choices are shown at the bottom of the sampler. They are a mixer, stacks, a spinner, a bar graph, a curve graph, and a counter. For the summer jobs problem, we only use the mixer, the counter, and the stacks. To see how they work, let's run an example. First choose a mixer, and put in balls labeled Al, Bob, Cal, Dave, Ed, and Fred. Then, run the device 6 times, at a medium fast speed, to see how it works. So, let's change the sampler so that it only generates one name on each draw, and let's graph the result. Notice that this sampler is replacing names after each draw. But, if we change the device to a counter, then this does not happen. So now, let's add a box plot that samples numbers from 1 to 10. Then, let's run the sampler again. Finally, let's clean up the table, label the new data to be scores, and add these scores to the graph. Then, so that we can see the results better, let's make the graph go up to 10, and make the bin width 1. Now, let's run our sampler one last time to see how it works. Then, we're ready to look at the slightly more complex sampler that generates data for the summer jobs problem. Now, you are ready for the main task and the homework assignment. Here is the Tinkerplots simulation that was used to generate randomly selected data for the summer jobs problems. First, run it several times to see how it works. Then, your task for this homework exercise is to change the graphs in the various samplers so that the differences among workers is greater than it is in the sampler shown here. Before changing the sampler, you may want to slow it down and run it several times at a slower speed. This should help you see how is assigning dollars and hours to workers. Remember, in the homework exercise that accompanies this animation, your task is to change the shapes of the graphs in the samplers, so that the differences among workers will be greater than in the summer jobs problem that you worked on in class.